Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, July 29th suggest that Andre Richardson and Ashley Morgan will go on a romantic trip, while Vanessa McBride's heart will be torn to smithereens. During the Monday, July 28th episode, fans saw Ashley lament about how unworldly she was, compared to all the supermodels Andre hung out with, who have traveled to so many places. In a sweet move, the freelance photographer took the opportunity to make a little wish come true. Ashley talked about how she wanted to go to Paris, so Andre recreated the romantic city in his apartment and sent a courier to deliver a special parcel with a beret in it to the hospital. In the package, he invited his friend over, and when she arrived, she was blown away by his sentiment. Andre had prepared a meal on top of everything else, so it sounds like Tuesday's show will pick up where Monday's left off. The two will continue to talk and dance, but could something more occur? Perhaps a kiss, or a hop between the sheets? Across town, BTG spoilers state that June will have a confrontation with someone from her past. June's sister, Regina, entered the storyline equation during the July 28th show and filled in some of the blanks for fans where June's past was concerned. Talking to Naomi Hawthorne and Jacob Hawthorne, Regina explained why she was so upset with June. It turns out that the two children in that photo are June's, the two kids that she gave up and abandoned. The children ended up in the system and were quickly adopted by someone else before Regina was able to connect with them so she could stay in her care as well. As such, she isn't even privy to where they are because the adoption was closed. Regina genuinely cared about the kids, so she's been upset with June ever since. During the July 29th episode, Regina and June will have a face-off. So can these two sisters make amends and move on? Or will things get ugly? Finally, it sounds like the two men in Vanessa's life, that is, Doug McBride and Joey Armstrong, will disrupt her peace. Doug has never had a problem with their open marriage. However, Vanessa's relations with Joey have rubbed him the wrong way, considering the casino owner's shadiness. Plus, the fact that he tricked Doug into debt and used him to get to Vanessa. With that said, Vanessa has real feelings for Joey, even though she deeply cares for her husband. It looks like the two men will have a heated encounter, and Vanessa may feel caught in the middle. Beyond the Gates spoilers hint that Vanessa may eventually have to choose between her hubby and her current love, so considering the history she has with Doug and the spark she has with Joey, which man would she end up moving forward with? A new week of Beyond the Gates begins at Garland Memorial Hospital, where Shanice is annoyed that Ashley has been treating her differently ever since she started seeing Derek. "I get it," Shanice says. "Breakups are hard, especially when you thought he was the one." Ashley promises she's over Derek, though she's also surprised by how quickly Shanice pounced on him. Shanice says she's never been secretive about her interest in Derek, and yes, she likes to sample the vanilla side of the menu every now and then. But for the sake of keeping the peace at work, Shanice offers to fall back. That is, if Ashley wants her to. Shanice refuses to believe that Ashley has no more feelings for Derek, but Ashley swears he's in her past. Shanice asks what, or rather who, has helped Ashley move on so quickly. And just like that, along comes Andre. Shanice excuses herself, leaving Ashley and Andre to talk. Andre says he's visiting a friend of his who had an appointment with Ted, but she canceled their meeting while he was still in the elevator. Ashley says his friend was probably some gorgeous supermodel, making Andre question why she's suddenly acting so jealous. After more flirty banter, Andre asks if Ashley is free for dinner tonight. She is, but she asks why someone who works with supermodels professionally would give a second look at someone in scrubs. Andre asks Ashley where she would go if she could pick anywhere in the world. "You might be surprised what develops," he tells her. It's a no-brainer for Ashley. Paris! She says that must sound silly, but he assures her there's nothing silly about it. To prove it, Andre surprises Ashley with a special delivery just a few moments later, a fancy beret, with an invitation back to his place later that night. When Ashley arrives at Andre's, she finds that he's decked it out in full Parisian fashion. Pictures of Eiffel Tower, French music, the works. Que c'est romantique! At Kat's studio, she and Tomas haven't even finished getting dressed after having sex, and she's already regretting it. For him, their first time together was everything he imagined, and then some. But for her, it was just something. When pressed further, she concedes that it was lovely. Tomas isn't feeling great about that answer, but he can't stick around to chat because Chelsea returns from grabbing her latte. She tries to talk to Kat about work, but after finding a condom wrapper on the couch, Chelsea quickly puts two and two together. After a celebratory hug, Chelsea asks if it was just as amazing as Kat hoped. Unfortunately, she replies, "Actually, no, I hated every second of it." Chelsea says the first time can be weird for everyone, as long as he didn't hurt her. Kat says Tomas was a perfect gentleman. She thinks she may be the problem. "What if there's nothing to figure out?" Kat asks. "What if I'm broken?" Chelsea tells her not to sweat it, encouraging Kat to talk to Tomas. If he's the right guy for her, he'll be open to working on things. Elsewhere, Caroline notices something different about Tomas, telling her coworker that he's practically glowing. So at least we know he enjoyed himself. Eva and Leslie are reminiscing about simpler times at Orphe Jeans, and while the mood is festive, Eva can't help but feel like the other shoe is about to drop. "Why do I feel like I'm about to get hustled?" Eva asks, at which point Leslie admits she does have one favor to ask. She slides the check over to Eva's side of the table, asking her to pay for it. "Waitressing gigs have become harder to come by," Leslie says, adding that she was recently fired as a bartender for being too old. Eva asks if Leslie has considered applying for a bank loan, but her credit is less than desirable. Eva agrees to pay for lunch, but she's still worried about her mom. "There has to be something you can do," Eva says. "You're right, baby, there is something. Or someone," Leslie replies before exiting the diner. No surprise here. Leslie's next stop is Ted's hotel room, where she tells him all about her financial woes. She asks for a loan, promises to pay it back, and vows not to say a word to Nicole. Ted turns her down without giving it a second thought. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. He questions how Leslie has been able to afford such expensive outfits, but all she hears is that Ted's been keeping a close eye on her. Delusional! Ted literally shows Leslie the door, which sends her off the deep end. "I single-handedly raised out daughter, protected you from child support payments for years, and this is how you repay me for my kindness?" she asks. He reminds her that nothing she did was out of kindness, and he proceeds to kick her out. "I won't forget this," she tells him as he slams the door in her face. Leslie returns home to lick her wounds, summoning Eva with an emergency text message. Eva is so worried about her mom, she can barely say 2 words to Tomas when she bumps into him on her way out of Orphe Jeans. He tries to talk about what happened the other night, but she says she needs to take a rain check. Needless to say, Eva is annoyed to discover that there's no real emergency with her mother. "I've had an epiphany," Leslie says, cocktail in hand. "You are going to ask Ted for a loan. He would never say no to his precious long-lost daughter." It's a hard no from Eva, but when Leslie says that she'll have to live with Eva in her hotel room if she can't afford her rent, that changes everything. Eva heads straight to Ted's room, and she wastes no time getting to the point. She doesn't blame him for not giving money to Leslie, but "What if you loan it to me instead?" Eva promises to pay Ted back, but he still says no, as giving Leslie more money will only enable her. It's a different story for Eva, who sees this as a daughter taking care of her mother, so he eventually caves. Back at Orphe Jeans, Jacob is meeting with Naomi, who shares a disappointing update about the search for June's family. Naomi met with June's sister Regina, the woman from the address, but she slammed the door on Naomi as soon as she mentioned June's name. But Naomi's not one to give up so easily, so she also slipped her business card under Regina's door, just in case. Sure enough, in walks Regina. "You wanted to talk?" she asks Naomi. "Let's get this over with." She doesn't understand why Naomi and Jacob are so eager to help June, and she isn't the least bit surprised to hear that she's currently homeless. But Regina's demeanor changes when Naomi shows her a copy of June's photo. "I haven't seen those babies in years," Regina says, telling them that the kids are named Ron and Cecile. "Ron would be old enough to pick out colleges soon," Regina says. "They were June's children, until she decided motherhood wasn't for her, Regina explains. So June's kids went into the system, and that was that. One of their neighbors called CPS, and by the time Regina found out, the kids were already gone, and no one will tell her who adopted them. Regina loved those kids like they were her own, and she says she would have done anything to prevent them from being taken. I will never forgive June for throwing them away like they meant nothing, Regina says. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, July 29th indicate some major moments in the land of Fairmont Crest as Andre Richardson and Ashley Morgan head on a trip, while June has a confrontation. Plus, Vanessa McBride's piece is at stake. Read on to learn more about what's coming up on the CBS soap Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, July 29th. Note that Andre will take Ashley on a trip. So do they go away together? Or do they play a little pretend, as her job likely won't allow her to take time off? During the preview video for the week of July 28th and August 1st, Andre and Ashley look to be on a date of sorts, in his apartment, and it looks like he's set up some sort of imaginary getaway. Sparks will fly as Ashley and Andre chat and dance. So what happens next between these two? And will Danny Dupree approve? Across town, June will have a confrontation with someone from her past, and it looks like it'll be with Regina. During the Monday, July 28th episode, Naomi Hawthorne located the woman, and now June will have it out with the woman from her past. Will fans get more of an insight into what June's been through? Could this face-off help get June off the streets, or add some information as to why she is on the streets? Read this. Beyond the Gates, Comings and Goings. July 28th. Aug. 1. Stage set, investigating a mystery. Lastly, Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Tuesday hint that the two main men in Vanessa's life will disrupt her peace. It sounds like Doug McBride and Joey Armstrong will go toe-to-toe and have a massive confrontation. Vanessa loves her husband, but she also cares deeply for Joey. While she and Doug have always had an open relationship and the other men in Vanessa's life have never bothered him, Doug has a major problem with Joey. Who could blame him? Joey is a vile criminal after all. Could Doug give Vanessa an ultimatum? Or could Joey? Beyond the Gates, spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, July 28th, Friday, August 1st. T's calling in favors, keeping the peace, and locking horns. Leslie Tomas asks for a favor, Vanessa McBride struggles to keep the peace, and Anita Dupree locks horns with her bandmates. On Monday, July 28th, Leslie asks an irate Ted Richardson for a favor. Elsewhere, Kat Richardson admits to Chelsea Hamilton she's hiding something from Tomas Navarro. In the meantime, Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne meets up with a woman who may have the answer she's looking for. Regina could be the sister of the woman Naomi's been helping. Might she finally be finding June's family? Tuesday, July 29th. Vanessa struggles to keep the peace between her husband, Doug McBride, and Joey Armstrong. Considering Vanessa's been cheating on Doug with Joey, this should be interesting. In the meantime, Andre Richardson takes Ashley Morgan on a secret trip, and things turn romantic. Back with June, she confronts someone from her past. Might it be Regina? Wednesday, July 30th. Martin Richardson finds himself asking his mother for help to save his marriage. He's having marital problems with Smitty Smith. Will Nicole Richardson be able to help him? Elsewhere, Danny Dupree finds herself shocked as she gives one of her daughters some tough advice. Anita Dupree is getting a case of nerves as her big Articulates reunion concert gets closer. Will Vernon Dupree be able to assuage her fears? Thursday, July 31st. Anita locks horns with her bandmates before their big day. Sharon Winger and Tracy Tyler and Anita have had a somewhat fraught reunion since the high school pals reunited. In the meantime, the Dupree sisters decide to do some scheming for the greater good. Elsewhere, Vernon and Tyrell Richardson have a heart-to-heart talk in the midst of his parents' dysfunction. Friday, August 1st. Derek Baldwin must be painfully honest with his ex-girlfriend Ashley, so it sounds like they're not going to work out no matter what they do. They had dated for a long time before moving in together for a short time, finding too many incompatibilities. In the meantime, the Duprees all get ready for the upcoming Articulates reunion concert. Haley Hamilton may have a gargantuan task on her hands. She tries to convince Bill Hamilton to let go of his attachment to his former family, the Beyond the Gates. What to watch moments for Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Tease romance and intrigue. Andre wants to take Ashley on a trip. Someone from June's past comes back to haunt her. Meanwhile, Vanessa tries to keep the peace between Joey and Doug. Things might be progressing between Ashley and Andre. On Tuesday's episode, he wants to whisk Ashley away on a trip. What does he have planned? Does this mean that romance is in their future? And what could this mean for his relationship with Danny? We're excited to see what will happen next. Meanwhile, there are power struggles. Vanessa wants to keep the peace between Joey and Doug, but it's going to be an uphill battle. Will she be able to accomplish this? These men are power-hungry and money-hungry. Also, they're both involved with her, which makes it even weirder. They're making it hard for her to choose favorites. Who will Vanessa side with? Will she go with the enemy, or will she finally choose her husband? Finally, truths will be revealed about June. Also, on Tuesday's episode, she confronts someone from her past. This heated confrontation could be heard from miles away. Will someone overhear them? And will this finally give us more details about June? We'd love to know more about her and the family she's involved with. It's been a big year for soap star Mike Manning. After snagging the role of Smitty on CBS's latest soap, Beyond the Gates, and attending the Human Rights Campaign dinner in Los Angeles, Manning has now checked something special off his bucket list. Last month, Manning announced that he was going to San Diego Comic-Con to premiere his new film, Unexpected Treasures. The world-famous convention was held at San Diego Convention Center over the weekend, and Manning documented his experience on Instagram. Comic-Con from start to finish. It's been on my bucket list forever to speak on a panel, and the entire experience was a dream, Manning wrote in the caption, along with photos of himself and the cast at the panel, and with the movie poster. Manning went on to say, bonus, causing mischief as @Deadpool, loved every minute of it. Along with photos of himself cosplaying as the Marvel character Deadpool, and John Stamos are about to play. Soap stars past and present appeared in Manning's comments section, with BTG co-star Sean Freeman saying, "Nicey." With hopes of wearing his Deadpool costume at Fairmont Crest, Manning joked in response, "Haha, Halloween episode?" Meanwhile, the Young and the Restless alum Max Eric commented, "Legend," to which Manning replied, "I could have kept Deadpool on for a week. It changed me, haha." Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates. On Tuesday, July 29th, 2025, take 2 for Ashley and Andre as they explore what being together looks like. After the last date debacle, anything will look like smooth sailing. This time, instead of going out to a restaurant where anyone and everyone could pop in and add unwanted comments, Ashley and Andre decide to stay indoors and up the romance levels. In Tuesday's episode, Andre takes Ashley on a trip. After Naomi meets up with Regina, will she be able to bridge the gap between her and June? Naomi has taken this on as a personal mission and won't give up until she has her answers regarding June's past, and the kids in the photo have names. Naomi will try her best to facilitate a meeting between Regina and June, and in Tuesday's episode, June confronts someone from her past. Will June's personal trauma and health issues prevent the meeting from going amicably? Or will Naomi need to take a lesson from her grandfather's playbook and play peacemaker? There is no love lost between Vanessa's husband, Doug, and shady mob boss Joey Armstrong. The last time these three were in the same room, they had bargained for the life of Randy Parker, Doug's day one buddy, and recently almost terminated ex-employee of Joey. The fact that Vanessa and Doug cost Joey $10,000 and lost him the chance to save face and punish an ex-employee has made Doug especially not Joey's favorite. Add in the fact that Doug's debt to Joey had to be wiped clean too, as part of the arrangement made between him and Vanessa, has Joey in a foul mood. In Tuesday's episode, Vanessa struggles to keep the peace between Joey and Doug. This has high tension written all over it, and Doug will likely get more than a shakeup at the hands of Joey. Another day closer to drama taking the stage, bright lights, word fights, and more are on the way. Soap fans. Beyond the Gates spoilers for July 28th through August 1st. See Anita Dupree arguing and Andre Richardson stepping out. On Monday, July 28th, it is Season 1, Episode 99. I can't believe we're about to hit triple digits on episodes of Beyond the Gates. Dr. Ted Richardson doesn't want to hear it, but Dana Leslie Thomas really needs a favor from him. I wonder if it is about Eva Thomas. Because in the promo, Leslie's talking to Eva, and her daughter says she's tired of fighting with Catherine Cat Richardson, but Leslie says the fight has just begun because they're sisters. I don't know if Leslie has a sister. She's talking about typical sibling rivalry. I know my sister and I, who's almost a decade older than me, used to brawl. It was full on. If you have a sister, maybe you've been in that situation. Nobody can fight you dirty like your sister. Kat tells Chelsea Hamilton that she is hiding something from Tomas Tom Navarro. I wonder if it is about the dirty trick she played on Eva about Ted's license for the office that upset her dad and put her dad's business at risk. Of course, if Kat finally confesses to Tomas and he says he already knows about it from Eva, that might really bother Kat too. Also, notice that after she gave up her V-card to Tomas, she didn't look happy. Like a young woman in love who was thrilled to finally make love to someone she cares about, she looked, I don't know, regretful. Let me know what you think in the comments about that look on her face. So Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne gets together with Regina, the mystery woman that Jacob Hawthorne tracked down the address for, who came off the photograph that June carries everywhere. Clearly, Naomi is still looking for answers about June and who the people in the picture are and how she ended up on the streets. I will say she's looking really healthy. I really like that actress. I think she was a great find for the show. Tuesday, July 29th, Season 1, Episode 100. That's 3 digits. It's exciting. Vanessa McBride tries to smooth things over between Doug and Joey. I don't know about the wisdom of what Doug is doing because he's acting like a big man and getting up in Joey's face when he's the one who got them into this mess. Now granted, Joey led Doug down that path, but he could have stopped gambling at any point. He's an addict and was refusing to get therapy, and Vanessa is just trying to clean up his mistake. At the same time, let's be real, she's hot for Joey and doing the hot wifey thing all over town. This is a very weird threesome situation. June faces someone from her past, and it looks like Naomi may bring Regina around to see her. I wonder if that maybe is her sister. We'll see. In the promo for this week, Danny Dupree is wondering why Andre is lurking in her parents' foyer. Then, in a Danny moment, she asks if Andre is there to ask Vernon Dupree for her hand in marriage. Is Danny joking? That's crazy because Andre was just on a date with another woman about a week ago. I'm guessing Andre may be over there about doing some photos or videos for the Articulette reunion. Also on Tuesday, Andre and Ashley Morgan are doing something kind of quasi-adventurous. It looks like Andre has set up a little romantic station experience for Ashley. From the romance, her little hat, and the picture of the Champs in the background, Andre is pretending they're in Paris together, and she is all giggly. I don't know if Andre is just trying to get her out of her shell so she can date better, but he has had the hots for her for a while. I don't necessarily get it, but okay. That's going to be a problem for Danny. Kat gripes to Ted about Leslie and Eva this week. She says they are scheming to ruin their lives at every turn. Kat is so salty, so super salty. I get it, but that's her sister. Wednesday, July 30th. Season 1, Episode 101 of Beyond the Gates. Danny is completely stunned by one of her daughters and has advice for her. I wonder if this is Chelsea coming to her about the stuff with Madison and Allison and just things getting messy. I don't understand how Madison and Chelsea fell in love 5.8 seconds after they met. It seems a little quick, even in the realm of soap operas. Vernon tries to calm down a very anxious Anita. Vernon was the one pushing for this Articulette's reunion from the start. Anita all along was saying no. She didn't even want to get on the stage and sing karaoke. Now she's about to get on stage and really sing again. Obviously, she has nerves. Vernon is going to make this happen for her. At this point, Anita also really wants it to happen for Sharon and Tracy as well, because she's trying to do a little image rehab for doing them dirty back in the day. Martin Richardson is desperate to patch things up with Bradley Smitty Smith on Wednesday, and he asks his mama, Dr. Nicole Dupree Richardson, for some help. On Thursday, July 31st, Season 1, Episode 102 of BTG, Tyrell has a deep talk with Vernon. He and Samantha are very upset about what has gone on with their dads, and they don't understand it. Hopefully, the Dupree aren't going to tell them about the murder stuff. Danny and Nicole are busy scheming, but for good reasons, not evil ones. It seems to be about their mom's debut and their reunion redux. In the promo for the week, Naomi, Chelsea, Kat, and Samantha all talk about how amazing it is that their grandma was an articulates, and that it is mind-blowing to them. Mad respect. Meanwhile, Anita is arguing with Sharon and Tracy again. That looks like it's just right in the moments leading up to the reunion concert. On Friday, August 1st, Season 1, Episode 103 of Beyond the Gates, Haley Lawson wants Bill Hamilton to take a big step away from the Dre. He's been cleaning up their messes for a long time. Haley's worried about this murder thing, but at the same time, we all know Haley is working her own agenda. I feel like she's trying to cut Bill off from anybody around him who might be supportive. There's a bigger picture that we're all missing on Haley. Many fans have ideas about what exactly she's up to. Derek Baldwin gets brutally honest with Ashley, and it's time for the big Articulates reunion show. Anita is literally center stage, and it is going to be fabulous.